Okay, let's start. Let's start, guys. Today we talk about culture shock.นะคะ. This is Ninja. And Ninja, where do you live now?
I'm here in Thailand.
And which country have you been, and how long is it?
I have been in Australia for 2 years.
And what year did you go? Can you remember that?
I've been there since 2017 to 2019, and then back to Thailand.
And which city that you live?
I live in Melbourne.
And are you exchange student or not?
I'm not exchange student, but I go for my experience and traveling.
And how you felt for when you were in Australia for this first time?
My feeling that is my first time. So excited to arrive for a different country and different weather. I think that time I feel so lonely because I'm only one. I go there alone. No parents. No someone go with me. I just go by myself and waiting for my aunt to pick up me from the airport. So scared.
And when you go to Australia, and did you have research before going to Australia, like cultures, like food, or anything?
Let's say that time I'm a teenager, just a girl. I didn't search any information about Australia. I never know what is a Melbourne city.
Oh.
I didn't know about English. I just know, yes, no, okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay. And I heard that before, like in Austria is famous in surfing. Do you play that surfing?
I never played surf because in Australia the ocean, the cold ocean. I never let my foot in the water because it's so cold.
Okay.
0 degrees in the water.
For 2 years that you go to Australia, did you have any homesick?
As that I mentioned first, because that Australia is the first country and first time that I go far from my house. After I arrived 2 days, I want to go back home. I call my mom, oh mom, I miss you, I want to go back.
Did you have host family, and can you explain about them?
I have auntie there. I didn't have to find the whole family because I have my auntie. She married with an Australian guy, and then she has 1 children, and I go stay with them for 2 weeks, and then after that I go find small apartment, and then I rent.
And then what culture shock have you experienced in Australia?
The culture shock is not too shock for me because let's say it's not too shock, just different from Thailand. For example, Christmas Day, they have a big celebration for a Christmas Day, and every important day they pay attention and give that day important, like celebrate
For
Different from Thailand.
Yeah, because in Thailand, for example, Christmas Day in Thailand, we just celebrate 1 day and then end over. But in Australia, they are almost a Christian. They give this Christmas is like a New Year in Thailand, and they celebrate for, what can I say? They are celebrate many things celebrate before our Christmas Day. So 1 day before Christmas Day, they are close everything. That's true. Close everything. Shop closed. Every shop closed. In the city closed. You cannot find anything to eat 1 day before Christmas.
Can you recommend about place that you impressive about that? Can you recommend me?
I I have one place for recommend. His name Surfing Billy. The name of a guy who built the train leg. เขาก็คือรางรถไฟนั่นน่ะ the train is the old train in city side of city. This train is not a long train. It's just a small train that famous because they run through the wood bridge. You know wood bridge.
สะพาน
And
ไม้
then ใช่ and run around the mountain and then go back turn because it's only one train track มันมีรางเดียวก็คือไปได้แล้วก็กลับได้ครั้งเดียว
แล้วก็ชมธรรมชาติเนี่ย
ใช่ and it's around the train track just a wood just a forest and
ว้าว
through the forest have a small village and lake ก็คือข้างในผ่านป่าไปแล้วใช่ป่ะมันก็จะมีหมู่บ้านเล็กๆแล้วก็ทะเลสาบมีหงส์อยู่ตรงนั้นอีก a famous activity for foreigners and I think in Melbourne it have a lot of activity to do. For example, is one of excited thing that I travel is go on a helicopter to see a great ocean ก็คือถนนอยู่ขอบทะเลอ่ะ
Thank you so much for sharing your Melbourne's experience.
Thank you so much ค่ะนิน
Thank
จา
you
ขอบคุณ
นินจา
ค่ะขอบคุณ
Bye
ค่ะ
bye.
บ๊ายบาย Okay, Pitong, please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Nภาษา and my nickname is Betong. I am 20 years old and I'm currently living in Thailand.
Wow. Sorry, which country have you been and how long is it that you live?
I grew up in England when I was about 2 years old and I came back to Thailand when I was around 9. And then when I was in high school, I took an exchange year in Denmark for 1 year.
Oh, okay. And in Denmark, are you exchange student, right? What about
Yes.
your host family? Can you explain about them?
Yes, when we go on exchange, we're given a host family that we can talk to before and while we are on exchange. My family consisted of 4 people, 2 older siblings, 1 older sister and 1 older brother, and I also had a host father and a host mother, so a small family.
What festival is so different from Thai and Denmark?
Well, in Thailand, most of the festivals are usually Buddhist oriented, right? And in Denmark, because the majority of people are Christian, most of our festivals include Easter, Christmas, Halloween, and a couple others depending on the family, because Denmark isn't very serious about religion. So when we celebrate festivals, usually it depends on the person and how religious they are, but mostly it's Christmas that's the biggest celebration. Christmas and Easter, yeah.
What is favorite culture that you like between Denmark and UK?
Well, there's a lot of things that I like about Denmark's culture, but one of the things that I really like are the holidays, because the personalities of everyone seem to be more friendly, and it made it a lot easier for me to meet new people and also become closer to the people that I already knew. In England, I think I really like it's mostly personality oriented, but I also like the personality of English people as well, because they're very open, and even if you don't know them, when you ask for help, they're very friendly, and they also try their best to make us understand what they're trying to say to us.
I love your accent so much.
ชอบมากเลยอ่ะ
It's different from me, you know.
Oh, thank you.
I heard that when you were young, you lived in UK. After that, you moved back to Thailand and exchange student in Denmark. Do you have culture shock?
Yes, I did. I have a couple things that I had a culture shock about. The first thing that I remember is the schools. It's about the uniform. In Denmark, we don't have school uniform, and we also have different rules about physical education and what we need to wear. In Thailand, we have a specific uniform for physical education, right? The phala. And we wear our physical education uniform all day. But in Denmark, we have to change when we start learning the subject. So there's a changing room where we have to change into our physical education uniform. And it's not a separate room. We all have to change in the same room so we can see everyone and they can see us when we're changing. So that was one thing that I felt was a culture shock for me. And because I'm very private, I had to get used to changing with my friends. But that also made me a lot closer to them during the whole year. ที่เดนมาร์กเราไม่มีชุดนักเรียนใส่อะไรก็ได้ไปโรงเรียนก็ไม่มีชุดพละเหมือนกันก็จะเป็นเสื้อเชิ้ตแล้วก็เลกกิ้งหรืออะไรที่รู้สึกว่าใส่แล้วสะดวกตรงแล้วในห้องเปลี่ยนเสื้อมันก็จะไม่ได้เป็นห้องแยกแล้วก็อาจจะแต่งตัวด้วยกันเลยก็จะเห็นทุกคนเลยแล้วบางคนก็ไปอาบน้ำรวมกันเลยมีอันนี้แหละที่เขาเจอช็อกตอนแรกเพราะเป็นคนเก็บตัวไม่ค่อยเห็นแบบเปลี่ยนเสื้อเดียวกันเห็นทุกคนเลยแล้วก็คุยกันชิวๆก็แบบตอนแรกก็ช็อกอยู่แล้วก็ไม่กล้าเปลี่ยนเสื้อAnother thing that I had to get used to was the language. Denmark's official language is Danish, and I guess that's one thing you can count as culture shock because I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to understand anyone in the country because they always use Danish, but they're also very good at English. So during the beginning, I spoke English, and then I started to learn Danish, both at home and at school. So that's another thing that I had to get used to, and it took about 2 months before I could actually understand Danish, and a little more time to actually speak it in a way that everyone else could understand me. Yeah.
โอ้ยดีจังเลยอ่ะ
เรียนตัวปะ
ฮะ
อุ้ย
เรียนตัวได้ปะ You introduce yourself
in Danish
เหรอ
In Danish. Okay, I'll try. I'll try and make it sound as natural as possible. Jeg hedder Petang, og jeg var en udviklingsstudent i Danmark fra 2018 til 2017 til 2018. Og så det har været langt væk, men jeg stadig snakker lidt mere, tror jeg. Tak skal du have. Det var hyggeligt at møde dig.
จบแล้ว แปลว่า
I said that my name is Petong and I was an exchange student in Denmark from 2017 to 2018. It's been a long while, but I hope I can still speak Danish as well as I could then. And it was very nice to meet you.
Wow!
Nice to meet you too.
So today, thank you ไปตองมากๆนะคะ ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
You're very welcome. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.